Hi, I'm Natalie, and we're here today at Telford Plaza to find out how to make pop-up cards with Matthew Reinhart. What sparked your interest in art and making pop-up books?
Well, I always loved making things. I think that I drew before I actually started writing. And it was just the best way for me to express myself and to have some of the crazy ideas that I have in my head come out. So it would come out through a pencil.
Was there any moment or anyone in particular who inspired you?
Who inspired me? Well, that's so many artists growing up. Whether they were illustrators. There was one illustrator in particular that I used to love. His name was Peter Spear, and he made all these beautiful children's books, and he was a very good illustrator, and that was very inspiring. Of course, all the Disney cartoons growing up, watching all those animated movies, those were really inspiring to me. I love the storytelling, I love the art. So those were some of the things that really got me going.
I know that you studied biology before you pursued industrial design.
Mm-hmm.
What made you, or what gave you the confidence to change your course towards
Well,
art?
when I was younger and I was going to be a doctor, my mother and father wanted me to be a doctor. I took a year and I lived in New York, and I worked for an organization that they went to different hospitals and everything, and they helped do transplants for different. And I was able to see. Well, I worked in a hospital and I realized I didn't really like it. and I also, there were a lot of people here. I was working with transplants, and sometimes people, they die, and you see that and you think, like, I don't want to go through life and not do something I love. But pop-up books came along, and I was really good at making them, and I became an apprentice, and then I started making my own pop-ups.
I've heard that pop-up books are becoming more popular in use in education. Why do you think that is?
I think one of the reasons why they're used in education more. Some children they don't like to read. They see all the words in a book and they get scared, that they can't read it. But there's something really kind of amazing about having a pop-up in there. It makes it easier. It makes it less scary. And so I think that's one of the reasons why they're used more in education. I think also sometimes a pop-up can demonstrate something, like whether it's a scientific object, or whether it's part of the story. It can demonstrate parts of the story that pictures don't necessarily show. With pop-up books, the reader, a kid or an adult, they have the power to make that magic happen when they open the pages.
Since you're here in part to talk about your Disney books, what is your favorite Disney story?
My favorite, one of my favorites, and what's great here at Telford Plaza is they are actually featuring one of my favorite stories. And one of the first Disney movies I had ever seen was Dumbo. He was born with something that made him seem different, but it made him special. So anytime I see Dumbo anywhere, he makes me feel good. And he makes me feel like, you can be born with a gift that you don't even know about. It's kind of inspiring.
What advice would you give to a student who might be willing to start a career in either art or pop-up design?
Well, what I would say, with art, with pop-up, with whatever, my advice is to work hard, is to practice, and to not be afraid to fail sometimes, because we do all the time. So it doesn't come out right the first time, always. So have patience. Keep trying, because you can do what's in your head. But it doesn't come out perfect all the time, and it's okay. That's my advice. Don't be afraid to fail, because eventually you'll get it right.